We start tonight with a storm that brought rain and windy conditions to the Coachella Valley today, and more is in the forecast. That's tonight's top story. Now take a look at the billowing clouds that we saw this morning. These are satellite images from the National Weather Service. The video shows areas of thunderstorms moving over our region, completely covering us in the valley. Winds from the leading edge of these thunderstorms impacted the desert through the Banning Pass and eastern Inland Empire. Wind gusts were clocked at more than 50 miles per hour in some spots, including along the 10 freeway.
And with those thunderstorms, there were some impacts here in the valley, including downed power lines and some outage issues as well. That's mainly in Desert Hot Springs, where we find our Brett Rosen tonight. Now, Brett, at 5 o'clock, we saw SoCal Edison crews working behind you to repair that line. What's the latest at this hour?
That's right, Olivia. Not too long ago, crew from Southern California Edison were out here repairing these power lines right behind me. Now, they're gone. The power is restored and back here in Desert Hot Springs, right on the streets of Dillon Road and Palm Drive. But the reason why they were out here is earlier there was lightning that struck and hit one of these power lines, and I mean, you can see some of the sparks there on your screen flying from that power line getting hit. You can see that bright orange color radiating from the power line after getting hit. Like we said before, crews from Southern California Edison were out here. They were here around noon, fixing these power lines, trying to restore the power here in Desert Hot Springs after they were hit by lightning. Now, I spoke to a spokesperson with Southern California Edison who gave some safety tips that people should know if power lines were hit by lightning. Take a look.
If you see a down power line, stay at least 100 feet away from it, 8 car lengths, and call 911. So we always assume any power line that happens to have fallen is live. Especially here in the desert, we are able to have very quick responses anytime there's an outage, and we send crew members quickly to evaluate what's going on, to assess how to restore power safely and quickly as they can, 24 hours a day, every day of the year.
Now, like Jeff Munford had mentioned, safety is the #1 priority. And, you know, there's supposed to be this storm coming in that would affect some cities here in the Coachella Valley. And when speaking to Jeff, he mentioned that crews with Southern California Edison are prepared just in case another lightning strike hits one of these power lines. Live in Desert Hot Springs, I'm Brett Rosen with NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thanks for that live report. Take a look at this. That is not the awning for this home's patio. It's the home's roof. This is the Tri-Palms Estates community in Thousand Palms. That roof was torn off during last week's storms. Today's weather only made things worse. A community resident told us today that those living inside that home were forced to evacuate due to a safety hazard.
The fire captain says evacuate. He would not have his guys at all on that kind of roof. It's not, it's uninhabitable, the home. He said, get out as fast as you can, and we did. Of course, it subsided. We came back, and then this second rain did not help. People don't expect it. We didn't expect that at all. You know, everything's intact. But when that wind comes through and then followed by water, it's going to beat up anything. Nothing is going to be, is going to withstand that.
The family will remain evacuated until the roofing is fixed.
Speaking of the weather, here's a live look outside from the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, which is closed next week for its annual maintenance check. But as you can see from this view, some blue skies and some sunny conditions have returned to the valley. This closure lasts from September 8th through the 12th. During this time, technicians will be monitoring the control systems and upgrading parts of the tram cars. It is scheduled to reopen at 10 a.m. on the 13th, according to tramway officials. And from the top of the tram to the valley floor, here's a live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera in downtown Palm Springs, and it has done a 180 today. If you woke up to thunderstorms, rain, and some lightning, well, you are not alone, but look at that view in Palm Springs. You wouldn't even know it was here. Speaking of the current conditions in Palm Springs, 92 degrees, winds fairly calm, just 4 miles an hour, 37% humidity at this hour. So that's something that we will be dealing with through the next few days. Here's a look at our surface weather analysis. As you can see, showers and thunderstorms kind of sandwiching us here in the Coachella Valley. Expected to be hot and humid over the next couple of days. This is your Wednesday look right here. 100 to 106 is the range. A chance of thunderstorms in the morning hours. That's something that we could deal with late this evening as well as we head into our Wednesday. And here's a look at the radar currently right now for Tuesday going up to 6 o'clock. You can see these showers staying on the outskirts of the Coachella Valley, maybe 29 Palms feeling a sprinkle or two, but really nothing down here for us here in the heart of the valley right across all valley cities. And with that, let's take a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. You can see Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looking pretty similar. 101, 101, 98. Your lows in the upper 70s, low 80s for the next few days. But again, that humidity is going to be the topic of conversation. Should dry out a bit as we head into the weekend. So stay with us for that full forecast.
Temporary lane closures will be in place at 2 intersections in Palm Desert this week. First one goes into effect tomorrow morning. Southbound Monterey Avenue, its number 1 lane will be closed on Monterey and Highway 111. Starts at 4 a.m. It goes till 10 a.m. And then on Thursday, the number 1 lane will be closed in both directions on Washington Street from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Washington Street and Harris Lane. Motorists are advised to plan for minor delays or to use alternate routes.
Vista Chino through the Whitewater Wash will be closed. This starts tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning. That's for maintenance work. The shoulder and drainage lanes will be cleared. The sand will be relocated to the south side of the wash. The road should reopen by the afternoon.
The Riverside County Department of Animal Services is introducing a new way for dog lovers to pre-adopt their future best friend. It's called the DIBS program. Starting this month, visitors can place dibs on dogs that are still on their legally required stray hold period. It ensures that when that hold ends, if their family hasn't pre-claimed the pet, the dog goes home with an adopter the very same day. It's as easy as falling in love with a dog, calling dibs, and picking the pet up as soon as the hold ends. It's currently in person only and available at all 4 Riverside County shelter locations.
High school students in La Quinta have an opportunity to get involved in their community through the Collective Youth Program. This meets on a monthly basis at La Quinta City Hall, and it gives young students the chance to meet with city leaders and discuss the issues that matter to them. The deadline to apply is September 26th.
The Coachella Valley Firebirds and One Valley Foundation are launching the Ultimate Firebirds Classroom Grant. Now through September 15th, you can nominate a classroom in the Valley to get a $2,500 grant. 2 classrooms in the elementary, middle, and high school levels will each receive grant funding to help buy school supplies and other classroom essentials. You can learn more about this by going to the newsroom tab of our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
Speaking of the classroom, it was a fun day of giving back for our very own Tiani Jadalang today. She was able to teach local middle schoolers about the basics of journalism. Her lesson began with a playful fake announcement to the students. She said the school's undergoing some big changes, including a new mascot and school colors. But since she had their attention, the real learning began. Students stepped into the role of reporters, tasked with investigating the who, what, when, where, why, and how behind the story. Tiani also shared some insights into her own career here at NBC Palm Springs, as she showed the English language arts class what a typical workday as a journalist looks like.
Speaking of, if you have ever wanted to be a teacher, there's no better chance than right now. The Palm Springs Unified School District has opened applications for their teacher residency program. It started yesterday. You can earn your master's degree and teaching credential in just 1 year. They're holding an informational meeting on the program. It's 2 weeks from now, September 17th to be exact, if you want to learn more.
And new at 6 o'clock tonight, a violent incident in Cathedral City this summer left a police officer injured. And while it may not have been a mental health emergency, it's raising some questions about how police respond when it is.
The Cathedral City Police Department says they're working closely with the community and they're prepared with the right resources if and when a mental health crisis does occur. Here's Antonio Marquez.
That's right. The Cathedral City Police Department wants to help with the mental health crisis in the community with cases that are going on now or in the future.
Police Department. Hey! No, get back! Get back! charges you pointed to.
In July of this year, the Cathedral City Police Department responded to a call that ended with one of the officers being stabbed.
Officers responded to a residence in reference to a family disturbance. When the officer arrived to the residence, the suspect opened the door and immediately began attacking the officer with a knife. The officer was able to subdue him until his backup arrived, and then they were able to take him into custody.
Although authorities are still investigating whether or not it was a mental health case, the department says they are prepared with the proper resources.
Other cases in which a family member or someone in the community is having a mental episode, the process for us is always the same. We try to talk to them first, try to talk to see what's going on, see if they're on medication, if they're missing their medication, try to get as best as we can, as much of their history that they will volunteer. And then if they do need help, there's a few ways we can go about it.
In some cases, the symptoms or signs of a crisis are not easy to see.
I've seen it all to where the family members saying, no, they're hiding it, all the way up to someone is saying, hey, I can hear voices, or the voices are telling me this. So it's really case specific. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I think we have to keep in mind that we're here to serve the public. We're here to help this individual. We're not there against the individual. We're trying to do the best we can to provide the care that he needs.
Remember to look for resources for your loved ones so they can get the help they need. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
Our thanks to Antonio for that report. Coming up next year on NBC Palm Springs, thousands of pages of the Jeffrey Epstein files are released. We'll tell you what's inside the documents next.
Plus, it's Tuesday. Crypto Fitz will join us to talk about the second biggest cryptocurrency. More on Ethereum and its launch. That's after this break.
And here's a look at your gold and silver prices. Stay with us. Those headlines right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. Congress is now back from its August recess.
This means the House Oversight Committee took action on the Jeffrey Epstein files. The committee released more than 33,000 pages related to the investigation of the convicted child sex offender. Republican leaders hope the release will quiet the storm surrounding Epstein. Many of President Donald Trump's followers have demanded transparency about the case. Epstein was a friend of Trump prior to his presidency, but the president has said the two men had a falling out years before Epstein died back in 2019. Democrats on the committee say nearly all of the newly released documents are not new and were already made available to the public.
Ethereum launched in 2015. It's the second biggest cryptocurrency by market cap after Bitcoin. Here to explain more about Ethereum is Crypto Fitz.
Ethereum gets confused with Bitcoin, Olivia. Ethereum is the #2 market cap crypto in the crypto ecosystem. Market cap's about $350 billion. In comparison, Bitcoin is just under $2 trillion. So there's no comparison, but still Ethereum is the solid #2 in the space, but yet total different kind of crypto than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is digital gold, store of value, cap supply of 21 million, and all the stuff you've heard us talk about, good, peer-to-peer, goods and services, etc. Ethereum is really a fascinating computer protocol technology, which basically was founded on the concept of smart contracts, where you and I do a deal to do some work for you, and there are all these predetermined boxes that get checked off as the project goes on. And once we meet all these different check the box off items, then the project automatically moves forward and money transfers, and there's no argument, and it's just a smart contract. You can look at it like silver compared to gold. Bitcoin, digital gold; Ethereum, digital silver.
All right, thanks to CryptoFits for that. In more local news this evening, the city of Indio has earned a big honor, receiving the Pro Housing designation from California's Department of Housing and Community Development. This award recognizes Indio's commitment to speeding up housing production and building more equitable communities. With this designation, Indio now has access to additional funding opportunities, priority processing, and incentives through several state programs that are designed to boost affordable housing. Indio is now the first city here in the Coachella Valley and just the third in Riverside County to receive this designation. This achievement also comes on the heels of another major recognition. Indio is ranked among the top 25 most livable small cities across the country.
Cathedral City is looking to get the community involved in helping out in emergency situations. Enrollment is open right now for the city's Community Emergency Response Team. The classes are held in November. They aim to instruct the public on how to prepare for things like earthquakes, fires, health crises, and more. It's in partnership with Professional Emergency Response Services and helps people on the scene provide help until professionals arrive. You can sign up by visiting the newsroom tab of our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
The Palm Springs Police Department is looking for the two men you'll see on your screen here. They're stealing pool equipment from someone's property in Palm Springs. There's a second man who will appear in just a second. His face is hidden. It's hard to see, but if you know anything about this crime or you've been a victim of a similar crime in the area, the department is asking you to call the city's detective. The number is right there at the bottom of your screen. It's also on our website.
All right, we're giving you a live look from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera, the calm after the storm that we saw this morning. But there's more in the forecast. We'll give you the details. That's on the other side of this break.
Welcome back. Let's take a live look outside from our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera. Some clouds there above the river in Rancho Mirage. Maybe a nice place to head this evening for dinner or maybe get your evening stroll in. Speaking of, we've got your evening stroll forecast right here at the 6 p.m. hour. Right now, 96 degrees. And as you can see, dropping off by a few degrees as we get to midnight, 86. So still warm out there and going to feel awfully muggy and moist because of the rain we had this morning and the rain chances that still persist into the evening. Wind gusts right now, though, relatively calm, 5 miles an hour for Palm Desert. You get to Whitewater. It picks up as you head towards the pass there, 13 miles an hour, 15 in Banning, but still a pretty calm night after what we saw this morning. Again, those rain chances will be minimal, but still a chance as we see some moisture push in from the east and west around us, especially some coming from Arizona. We've got your 7-day forecast here for you. This is from Comfort Air, and it's got a look at your next few days there. 101 degrees, dropping to 98 on Friday. That will be the coolest, back up to 106 by next week, but your lows staying in the upper 70s. We'll be right back.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Oh, welcome back. We're getting set for a jam-packed week of high school football. And after a tough road loss last week against a good team in Central, the Palm Desert Aztecs now 1-1 on the season. Now the Aztecs set to host Elsinore on Friday. We're bringing it up because last season Palm Desert edged out the victory against them, winning 7-0. And if any early signs are an indication, Palm Desert's defense is even stronger this year. But questions still remain about their offense. And we caught up with head coach Rudy Forte earlier today to get his thoughts.
I got total faith in our defense. It was a defensive struggle last year, but Elsinore was a lot better this year, so they're going to have their work cut out for them. And as far as the offense, we need to not only sustain the drives, but actually finish drives, put some points on the board. And that's what we're looking forward to.
Elsinore has outscored their opponents 90-14 so far this season, so the Aztecs will certainly need to be lights out on both sides of the ball to come out with a victory on Friday night. Now, the Friday night lights will start a night earlier as they have the last few seasons. Thursday night, we've got Yucca Valley at Cathedral City and Serrano at Xavier Prep. Those are your two local games. Indio will travel to Rialto, and then Desert Hot Springs at Citrus Hill. Friday night, a full slate, 6 games here in the Valley. As we mentioned, Elsinore at Palm Desert. Palm Springs will travel to Coachella Valley. Citrus Valley at La Quinta Yacaipa at Shadow Hills. Taquitz at Rancho Mirage, and then Desert Mirage at Desert Christian. Remember, this season you can catch Friday Night Lights all season long on our website at NBCPalmSprings.com. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The stars of the highest grossing horror franchise in movie history are back for what's being billed as their final film series. David Daniel has a preview tonight.
When did this start?
Heather's confirmation.
7th of September.
There's something in the attic. Ed, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before.
Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga take one more turn as paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren in The Conjuring: Last Rites.
This thing in your house is a demon. It's the first one that we ever encountered.
If you've looked back on the cases that they've made into films, this really was the last one that was really well known.
I mean, you can throw all the haunted dolls and crooked men at the screen, but it's the love story, I think, that has made people stay.
Both Patrick and Vera were so just welcoming and helped make it a safe space to just feel free to try things and just not be afraid of falling flat on your face.
After all these years, it wasn't done with our family.
It was like a horror acting masterclass to watch the king and queen, do their stuff.
St. Michael, defend us. Be our safeguard against the devil.
Maybe we'll just come back for fan events when we're in our 70s. I don't know.
Yeah. we left it all on the screen.
Yeah.
We've been waiting so patiently for you.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
All right, well, I showed you my ticket yesterday. I didn't have the lucky numbers. Apparently, no one else did either. No winner on Monday night for the Powerball. Jackpot now jumps to $1.3 billion. No ticket matched all the lucky numbers there. The largest prize went unclaimed. At least 2 tickets, which were sold in Montana and North Carolina, won $2 million. So that's pretty cool. Next chance to win big is Wednesday night. $2 million. I mean, even if you didn't get the big jackpot, that's still life-changing.
Yeah, you get half of that plus tax, cash. You're probably still walking away with like $800,000 cash. Imagine.
Depends on what state you're in, right?
Oh, jeez. Must be nice.
Better than nothing. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Back here for the news at 11, so please join us for that. Meantime, we're going to send things over to Fred Rogan tonight. He's got the latest with the Rogan Report. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Mark. All right, what's going to happen when you hit 70, 80, or even 90? People are living longer. Many are aging alone. What does that mean for you? We'll figure it out. Happy Tuesday. A little scary this morning, but we're all okay. Did you play the lotto? They just talked about it. I have since it started, and it's always been my retirement plan. That's why I'm still working. Next up, it's worth over $1.5 billion, but one person in L.A. benefited last night. One Powerball ticket in Los Angeles sold for a whopping $1.3 million. Purchased at a liquor store, the winner's yet to come forward. Lucky ticket, part of a drawing that saw no one hit the jackpot. That's like worth $1.5 billion now. Our contributors tonight, Tammy Bleck and Katrina Dixon. What would you do if you won a big lottery prize? Katrina.
Oh, goodness. The first thing I'd do probably would be buy a big ranch property for my parents and all their animals and my 2 horses. And then I would buy another big ranch property for my fiance and I.
Very nice. Tammy?
Well, I'd pay everything off, which isn't that much, but it's enough to cause me some stress. I would buy a place in either Italy or France. And I would actually take most of the money, and I know it sounds weird and corny and foo-foo, but I would donate it to a lot of animal rescues that, and Palm Springs is one of them, that do such amazing work and need the money desperately. But, you know, I'd love a ranch where I could just take all these old pets that nobody wants, maybe 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, I don't know. That would, good point of using my money.
I don't know if that sounds foo-foo at all. I think it sounds wonderful. But Tammy, do you think lottery tickets are a good investment?
You know, I think they're an excellent investment if you want to go broke. I think it's just a gamble. It's just, I mean, do people really think it's an investment? I don't know. I mean, why would you think that? It's like putting a quarter in a slot machine and hoping to make $1 million. Katrina?
We certainly are a society that lives on the dream and never give up and stop dreaming and maybe you'll make it, but it's absolutely a scam. It's been proven to be a scam. Even the people that win it end up going through a lot afterwards, trying to hold on to even a small part of it in the end. So yeah, I don't think it's a great investment.
That is a rip in my emotional fabric. Because I have been playing the lottery, and I promise you, I've always believed that will be my retirement since it started. Katrina, do you feel, like, do you feel, honestly, if you played a lottery, do you feel you got a shot to win it all? Do you really think you have a chance? No.
Nah, I mean, it's one in how many millions? It's, you know, and the people that do win it, are they really winning? I don't think so.
Yesterday, a viewer was wondering why he was paying premium prices for concerts at Acrisure than having to pay $50 just to park. Here's Grant's question. I wondered if you could find out why parking for a concert at Acrisure for a couple of hours costs $50 or more. It is outrageous after paying so much for the concert ticket itself. We can tell you parking prices have been reduced for hockey this year. Advanced purchase will be $20. Season ticket holders will pay only $10. Remember, that's for advanced purchases. Okay, so we reached out to Acrisure to find out about concerts, and they say yes. Parking for concerts will be reduced, but there is no set amount because of different vendor needs. So no matter what you're there for, parking, in theory, we'll see, should cost less. Okay, so parking prices and food prices are being lowered. Looks like Acrisure is on the right path. Folks on Facebook were pretty fed up with the higher prices. Season ticket holders feel like parking should be free or at least bundled in. Some said the food's not great and overpriced. The merch costs more than NHL gear, and the parking setup's a complete mess. Sometimes you're paying through the nose just to end up in a dirt lot. Others joke that it's cheaper and easier to stay home and watch on TV. Bottom line, people love the venue. They don't feel the prices love them back. Appears the powers at Acrisure heard the public. They say they are adjusting the prices to be more in line with the venue, so good for them. Apparently they listened. As you get older, as you age, do you have a safety net in place? Family, friends, somebody who'll be there for you? Scary. Seems more older Americans are finding themselves aging alone. That raises concerns about who will care for them as they need help. Recent article highlights that many seniors lack family support or close friends to rely on. That could lead to challenges in their later years. The trend is prompting discussions for the need for community resources and support systems to help these individuals at a critical time. Okay, Tammy, what do you think are the main reasons older Americans are aging alone?
You know, this is a subject that's really dear to my heart, and it's really maybe everything to do with the fact that I'm in my 70s. I have one child, and she lives in Australia. So it comes to term, you know, expensive if you want to go to one facility to take care of you. I think that a lot of us well, I'm not alone. I have a wonderful husband and 2 sassy cats, but I think that we live alone because our kids scatter. It's not Little House on the Prairie anymore. They scatter to different states, to different countries. They make their own friends. But I would like to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you feel differently, Katrina, but I think a lot of us find friends that are more than friends, that are family, that feel like family. I know that I have some friends that are family to me. They couldn't be closer to me, and I wouldn't do less for them if they were my blood. But I think that also, you know, this isn't Japan. We don't take care of the elderly. Federal and state funding has really been slashed. It's a real problem. Katrina?
No, I would agree. Honestly, at this stage, I think I know more people in their older age that are being taken care of by lifelong friends who are a little younger than them and or those friends, family and kids. Like you said, we do scatter a lot more, and our society as a whole has changed as far as our dynamics and what we see as what is our responsibility and what we owe the elders in our life, and whether you feel emotionally that they have earned that kind of behavior back to them. You know, so it's a big problem. I do see happening a lot more.
Should communities do a better job of supporting seniors who don't have family nearby, Katrina?
I mean, you know, this is a problem that's probably far above most of the average citizen's thought process as far as how to actually get this stuff done. But yes, our communities should be not only on an individual level, but on the larger level of the people in charge allocating to make sure that the people that paid into their communities and cities during their younger years are now taken care of. But how to get that done, that's above any suggestions I can make. I don't run money.
All right. Our Good Neighbor segment is coming up. In the meantime, we want to update you on some East Valley news. The city of nepotism, the city of Coachella, recently prompted and promoted a longtime employee. She just happens to be the mayor's sister-in-law, so let's talk about it. Yolanda Lopez, most recently an HR staffer. After the city's HR director retired 7 months ago, they didn't actually hire a replacement director. Apparently, the city reduced the role to a manager. Why is that a concern? Coachella is currently being sued by at least one employee for harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. The lawsuit names city employees and CVUSD board member Jesus Gonzalez and his brother Ruben Gonzalez, who's on the Coachella Planning Commission. Seems a little odd to staff the department that handles harassment claims with a family member. Even the optics are not great. Well, I guess we wait and see, and we wish her luck. In other All in the Family news, I often wonder what the people in Coachella are thinking. I can't speak for them, and since they won't talk to us because they wouldn't like the questions we ask, what do I know? This is one of their latest moves in a long line of decisions that erode public trust. So Yolanda has a new job. Well, Gabriel Martin has one as well. Gabriel Martin, the former Coachella city manager, just selected as general manager of the Desert Parks and Recreation District. Who is the president of Desert Parks and Recreation District? There she is. Natalia Gonzalez, daughter of Jesus Gonzalez. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Meanwhile, much like CVUSD, the city of Coachella will probably have to lay off employees at their next city council meeting. Martin is now going to manage a multi-million-dollar budget, including significant spending on capital projects. Never a dull day in the East Coachella Valley. So both of those placements raise eyebrows. They work under the cloak of secrecy until somebody notices. Our good neighbors have come through again. We've had a couple of requests for gardeners and landscapers, and Scott has a suggestion. Luciano Lopez, been our landscaper for 3 years, does an excellent job. He's quite reasonable for pricing. If you want his number, drop us an email, and Scott, thank you. You're definitely being a good neighbor. Angelique in La Quinta needs some kitchen cabinets painted. She needs some recommendations for a reliable service person. Mel Rancho Mirage needs a little assistance, looking for someone to come to his home 1 day a week to go through the mail and make checks out for payment that he will sign. Nikki Bermuda Dunes looking for a handy person or company that can remove some paint stains from a driveway. James Palm Desert, what's he looking for? He needs pool cleaners in the Coachella Valley. Thank you, neighbors.
Can we agree to disagree? Can we agree you'll tell us what you think? Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Before you tap, a little warning. I'll say California is considering adding warning labels to social media platforms. The idea to alert users about the potential risks like misinformation and mental health impacts. If approved, these labels would be similar to those on tobacco products. The goal to promote safer online experiences for everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. For everybody. You think they'll make a difference? I don't know, Katrina, do you think warning labels on social media is going to make any difference at all?
I have to admit that actually made me laugh because I'm like, I've grown up with warning labels slapped all over everything from cigarettes, which we all already know are dangerous, to, you know, the most inconsequential things. And none of those seem to stop anybody that's going to make dumb decisions anyway. I don't know that this is going to do anything more than add to that bunch of stuff that you quickly swipe away or quickly accept and acknowledge so that you don't have to bother reading it. It'll save the companies' butts, but it's not going to make a difference for society, I don't think.
Tammy?
Well, I agree. It's all just bull. I mean, nobody pays attention to them. They never did. They never will. I will say this, though. When there are warnings on social media that this notification has not been vetted or confirmed, I think it's something like some good percentage. It stops the misinformation from being shared. And they maybe will do that. But as far as warnings making any difference, really, I don't think anybody's going to follow that. Would you follow it, Fred?
No, I don't follow. Listen, I don't listen to anybody, and that's my problem. I just do whatever I want, and I don't follow warning. Right. So, you know, that means nothing. And
That's
you're
why
right.
you're good at your job.
But Katrina, you're right. That just covers a company, right? We told you. We told you. What do you think the impact of social media is on people mentally, Tammy?
I think a lot of it, you know, I taught social media for beginners for years at CSUN. You remember CSUN.
I do.
And and for them, it was engaging. It was elderly people that didn't know how to reach out to knitting clubs or dog clubs or whatever and couldn't get out and about. In that case, which is very rare, is really welcoming. But for the most part, my personal opinion, which is worth what you pay for it, which is nothing, is it's a cesspool. It's a cesspool of baiting and switching and hate mongering and just insults and judging. And I have a site, Witty Woman Writing, and it does nothing but positive things because I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
All
Katrina.
Right. India's Planning Commission voted 2-1 in favor of a new Walmart gas station off the I-10 freeway. Supporters argue the location makes sense given heavy traffic and continued reliance on gasoline, but critics raise concerns over the number of stations in India and the city's need to prioritize electric vehicle infrastructure. Here's what our contributors, Brian and Jill, thought.
The city's got to work on actual data, not emotions. So, you know, the reality is that we're car dependent, we're gas dependent, we're not fully electric, and as long as there's need, Walmart is not dumb. They're doing it to make money because there's demand. Jill, what about you?
Brian, I'm right with you. I think you can't crush capitalism. You can't say you can't have a gas station because of A, B, or C. It's the free market. You have to allow the free market to run.
Some folks excited about another gas station coming to Indio, saying you can never have too many, and it'll be handy like the one in Palm Springs. Others aren't so thrilled, pointing out there's already a Circle K nearby and wondering if money's talking behind the scenes. The big debate is really about balance. Some say gas is a necessity. Even EV charging isn't realistic. Yet, with a local power grid, while others feel the city ought to be looking toward the future. So, at the end of the day, it's the same old tug of war, convenience now versus long-term planning. All about the balance, and while EV sales have softened, you could argue there is still a need for more charging stations.
Good job. Please stop. Perfect.
Write this down. Always keep abreast of the situation. All right. When it comes to cancer, nothing is easy. The treatment can be torturous, and there are many pitfalls on the road to recovery. That's why a strong support base for cancer victims and their families is so important. In this edition of Desert in a Minute, Steve Sumrall has found one such support group in the high desert and explains how they, with the help of some hip-hop pioneers, are making a difference.
When you're, have the opportunity to help support something like breast cancer awareness and the fight against breast cancer, we're going to jump at that opportunity.
Fact after fact from the tap, new slabs for the floor seats.
Evan Snyder is referring to the event coming to Pappy and Harriet's Pioneer Town Palace. For further details, here is hip-hop icon Speech.
We're performing September 5th at Pappy and Harriet's, California. It's going to be incredible. These are my friends, Keep a Breast Foundation.
Speech is a member of the multi-platinum Grammy-winning artist known as Arrested Development. And the Keep a Breast Foundation is the charitable organization for which the Atlanta-based hip-hop pioneers shall be fundraising. So, what is the Keep a Breast Foundation?
Keep a Breast is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to reduce breast cancer risk and its impact globally through art, education, prevention, and action. So we're based here in Yucca, and most of our work surrounds early detection and breast cancer prevention.
It's Keep a Breast's 25 years of service that is being celebrated with this upcoming event. Also joining the festivities will be contemporary artist DJ Shepard Ferry. The proceeds from ticket sales will go to funding Keep a Breast Valley programs.
In 25 years, we've impacted and built communities all over the world. So there will be many people there. We're going to have many survivors, breast cancer survivors in attendance. We'll have many people who have, fought and survived. So, we'll be honoring those who are with us. We'll be honoring those, that we have lost.
For a worthy cause and a fantastic night of hip-hop music underneath the beautiful stars. Come join us.
For Desert in a Minute, this is NBC Palm Springs' Steve Sumrall.
Up next, the Riddler checks in.
Hey, riddle me this. What has an eye but can't see
a storm but no rain, a mouth but no voice, and a tail but no body.
Look closely at the screen. It's not a mirage, it's a show.
Tell Fred what you think about it. Find Fred on Facebook and Instagram at Fred Rogan or email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
What has an eye but can't see, a storm but no rain, a mouth but no voice, and a tail but no body? A hurricane.
See, the new riddles are a lot harder now, aren't they? All right, you see some weird things here in the Valley, but this one ranks pretty high on the old weirdness list. Kathy LaQuinta took this video and said, "Very weird creature. Does anyone know what that is?" Well, Kathy, let's see if we can help. You know, every night we do our very best to answer questions. Quite honestly, in this situation, I have no idea what that is, why it looks so weird, or anything about it. So I did something you might want to try it at home. I looked it up on a device called the Internet Machine. According to the all-knowing Internet Machine and many responders on Nextdoor, that little sucker is known as a case-bearing clothes moth. They feed on natural fibers, hair, and lint found in homes. They carry that case with them throughout their life as a larva. It provides a safe enclosure from direct exposure to the environment, parasites, and predators before they appear as an adult moth. Some people also thought it could be a bagworm. There you go. Now, to get rid of your little friends, simply exclude these moths from woolen goods by storing garments and other items in sealable containers, zippered wardrobe pouches, and occasionally fumigating with an approved fumigant. Got that cleared up. One comment from Don about the prison in Norco closing, being turned back into a luxury resort. Let's think out of the box, convert the prison to a homeless village with services. Might help the situation. They can help with keeping it maintained. Okay, another thought, not a bad one. So I hope you have a really pleasant evening. I know it was raining this morning. You were probably relaxed, didn't feel like doing much. Maybe you felt that way the whole day, but not us, because we go hard 24/7. We never stop. NBCPalmSprings.com. Go to the webpage, hit the show page. Our content from tonight's program will be up there, and content from our past episodes as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Wheel of Fortune is next.